begin to ponder this. Listen to this. God can handle whatever we put in his hands. The hard part for most of us is letting go of it. Until we do, we are in control. When we let go, we give him control, and he can handle it. Now, here's a question. With that being said, do you trust him? Do you trust him? Do you trust what he has said? Do you trust what the Word of God says? Do you trust the fact that God said, I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you. Do you trust that? Do you trust the Word of God that says, cast your cares upon me, for I care for you? Do you trust the Word of God that says, ask anything in my name and I'll do it, that the Father may be glorified in the Son? Ask anything in my name and I'll do it. Do you trust him enough, all right, to stand on that kind of promise? Let go of your problems. Let go. Let me tell you, I'm going to say something else here. Let go of your prosperity. Let go of your blessing. Put it in God's hands and let God do with it whatever he wants to do. In other words, seek God's face. Seek his will. Hunger and thirst after him. And you'll never be the same. Right here on this Thursday, I'm telling you, I know what I know, what I know. Just give it to God. I have lived a great life in the presence of God. I have served the Lord since I was 13 years old. You may have heard me say this as part of a little bit of my testimony. I preached this gospel since I was 14. Now, I'm not quite sure you can call what I did when I was 14 preaching, but it was a start, all right? And so what I'm saying, I've got a history behind me. And so I can easily validate the fact that God is a good God, that God is a God that can handle my good times, my bad times, my sickness, my problems, my situations. God can handle it. But can I let it go? Do I trust him enough to put him in charge of my destiny? Do I trust him enough to say, God, let me die to control. Let me die to ego. Let me die to pride. And let me live in the presence and the power and the glory of the God that I serve. Do you trust him enough for that? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let me tell you what I found out as a pastor over the years. I can say, cast your cares upon him. People come up into an altar, lay it down before God, but before the sun comes up the next morning, they done picked it up again. They've already picked it up and tried to come up with the answers, trying to work it out. Come up with what they need to do to get done what they want done. That's not letting God in control. All right? You say, but I don't know how. That means you've never studied this. You studied the Word. Let me tell you something, folks. In this book is every single thing you need to know how to live a life that is in God's will. Okay? And how to release what's trying to destroy you. And you say, well, is it easy? Of course it's not easy. Your flesh does not want to give up what you depend upon. All right? No, sir. No, sir. There's enmity, according to the Apostle Paul, between the flesh and the spirit. But we've got to learn to release it, cast it on him, let it go, and place it in his hands. It'll change your life. I've held on to things too long, and it got worse and worse and worse. And when I finally said, okay, God, I can't come up with these answers. I don't know what to do. You've got to do it. Then things began to change. I told God a long time ago about this very church, as well as the other one I pastor, but this one, and I've been here 32 years, my wife and I now. I've told him, God, you're the pastor. There is no possible way I can have any success unless you're in control. I'm not smart enough. I'm not wise enough. I'm not powerful enough. I've got to have you. And I believe that with all of my heart. I depend upon the wisdom of the Father, the knowledge of the Father, to shift from day to day to day. We've seen many, many blessings of God, and it's come from God, and to God be the glory. But what I'm saying here, my friend, is just give it to Jesus. Give it to Jesus. Let go and give it to Jesus, no matter what it is. Life will be a whole lot easier. God bless you. Ponder on it right here in the book. All right. God bless you. Tomorrow, one more time.